Hi everybody and welcome to Sunya IAS. So if you're preparing for the UPSC Mains 2025, we have come up with the Political Science International Relations Crash Course for this 2025. Now this crash course is aimed to take into account certain bottlenecks that you face during the exam. Number one, how to cover such a vast syllabus of political science, how to integrate the current affairs while doing that, how to differentiate your answers when you do so, and how should you use your time in writing the answers. So in this crash course, we are bringing to you almost 30 classes. We will have answer writing frameworks being discussed, and this also includes 8 tests. In this crash course, I'll also be sharing you my experience of writing this exam multiple times and appearing in the mains and in the interview multiple times, having scored 162 marks in paper 1 and also 276 marks in my optional overall. So here what worked for me, and more than that, learning from my experiences and some of the students that I've mentored through these years. So here from a student perspective, I'll give you, and we have seen what are the lacunas that one faces while attempting this optional. Some of us, let's say, get stuck at a particular number and we're not able to breach that. But in political science, every year, paper 1B and paper 2, you'll see so much of current updation, and sometimes we are not able to keep up with this. So in this course has two broad components that we have to have. I'll show you these components. Number one, this is a crash course cum enrichment. So we already know this year the gap between prelims and mains is less. So how to best utilize it? So here we'll be having almost 30 classes or around 2.5 to 3 hours each. In these classes, our focus is whatever topic we are choosing, we will do the PYQs on that. Plus, I will be giving you in each topic some questions to practice by yourself. Now, additionally, the theory and the dynamic component linkage is going to be done. And this is very relevant for paper 1B and paper 2. Earlier, we used to only think that it is paper 2B that requires current affairs. If you see the paper of 2024, even paper 2A has so many questions inspired from the current happenings. So how can you link theory in that part, right? There is a lot of democratic decline that is going on. Okay, there is again the talk of a nuclear arms race. So where can you link that theory with the current aspect? We will see in our classes also. Then specifically, this is one area which I also felt as a lacuna, especially the current affairs enrichment for political science. We spend so much of time on paper 1A and generally on paper 1, right? That often it happens that paper 2 and especially 2B, sometimes we are weak. We only read what we have read in GS2 IR. So this is especially where I want to focus more on. We already know Trump's tariffs, his transactional policies, Russia, Ukraine, again the conflict is still going on since a long time. There is again a crisis in the Middle East with again the rise of non-state actors, and in India's borders itself after the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and the kind of again political turmoil in Bangladesh, our whole neighborhood again becomes unstable. So when you write these answers, especially, how can we differentiate? Because it is difficult for a student to keep a tab on the important thinkers, important columnists. So here, our job is, if we have condensed all these topics, whatever is in the news in the recent 1.5 years, again, for example, IMF is in the news. So IMF you do in paper 2A. Up IMF pay, you can still get a loan connecting IMF. Again, from the view of how IMF is a tool of Western hegemony. There is a question of Gramscian analysis, right? Second, when we say IMF, we also talk about how these Western economic institutions are dominating the field, which is again why we know that China and again BRICS countries are wanting to counter that, right? So of course, all these elements and the relevant commentaries is what we will do. Now, to make your job easy, this course will be having dedicated one-pagers and mind maps. Okay, let's give you an example. Let's say we are doing ideologies. Ideologies, अगर आप foundation या जो भी note से पढ़ोगे, if you've done it, it will take a lot of time to revise ideologies, right? What we'll do in those one-page and mind maps in our classes. What is ideology? You need to know the basic definition by a thinker, let's say. Second is what is end of ideology debate? What is the context around that? End of history, right? And criticism of end of ideology, followed by the different ideologies. So when we do liberalism, let's say as an ideology, I need to know about classical liberals. I need to know about social liberals, neoliberals, who were the prominent thinkers, their prominent books, and what are their key ideas. And finally, who is criticizing them. So, Jab, how will these things come to your tips? They will come when you have, let's say, revised them in a proper organized manner. Scattered rakhenge, so you'll keep on just running after material, and of course, you will not be able to do that, right? Lastly, and very important thing is the mentorship support, which is a crucial feature here, right? So, for example, whenever you write anything, you have doubts. Many times, let's say the faculty is not very accessible. In our course and at Sunya IAS, this is a very student-friendly institute. Okay, and again, even if you, let's say, have not joined the courses, we also have the mentorship open and it's free for all, right? So, yahan pe whatever you are writing, you will be directly in touch with me, right? And this mentorship is very crucial when you see the second component. There are 8 tests here, 4 sectional and 4 full length tests. Let me just first tell you the outline and the timeline here so that we are clear how this is going to proceed. Now, the first test for paper 1 section A is on 14th June. Okay, so you give your exam so 25th ko say later you have time, of course, 1 2 3 4 days we are not able to utilize, and you have ample of time till 14th June. I want you to utilize this time. Notes uthao, revise karo, pehla test do aake, right? And the classes in this part will ensure the revision of your syllabus is done. Please make sure we are going to rapidly revise these topics in crash course, because that is the utility of a crash course. It has to be concise also, yet it should not miss out any important points. Then you have done this, then again you have 2 weeks. In 2 weeks we'll cover paper 1B. On 28th June you have a test, and this is very realistic. If we wanted, we could have had test every week. Every week mein syllabus ho nahi payega, you will not have the confidence to write. So if you know, and by this timeline you are also clear, I am also clear what is the timeline of the syllabus. Now when these two are done, immediately after this I'll start the classes for 2A. Now on 5th July, because you have already done paper 1A and 2B, now you are supposed to write the FLT, full length test, for paper 1. ठीक, अब ये आप रिवाइज करके दो, or based on the previous knowledge that you have, this is totally up to you, right? But this is again where a dynamism in your preparation should be there, and this is where your enrichment and these short notes will come very handy. आपने बस notes अपने देखे, आपने full test दिया 5th July को, then you have 12th July. So from 28th June you have 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks for paper 2A also. 12th July को हमने दे दिया टेस्ट अपना 2A का. From 12th July again you have 2 weeks. 26th July you have paper 2B. In this part, this is where I will be covering all the important current affairs update, including the issues like institutions of foreign policy, determinants of foreign policy, new world order, the current developments in Indian foreign policy. सारे topics है जो main हमारे. And this is somewhere because you don't have enough content on this. आप last में बस wait करते रहते हो, इसको करे कैसे? Shortcuts हम use करते हैं. This is what we will do, right? And when you write the test, so not only will you be getting timely and a detailed evaluation, उन टेस्ट के जो अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनकी कॉपीज भी विल बी शेयरिंग विद यू. सो वन, यू कैन कंपेयर. सेकंड, डिटेल्ड कॉपी है, व्हेनेवर यू वांट यू कैन अगेन हैव द मेंटरशिप सेशन. नाउ मेंटरशिप will be available for online student also and also offline. If you happen to stay in Delhi, you can come visit in the classes face to face. We can also discuss. But let's say you are outside, again you would have to just drop a message. We can schedule time and we will speak on your checked copy. कैसे बेटर कर सकते थे? Is there an issue in structuring in the body or in the enrichment, or if there is something which you are missing in the core demand, etc., right? So this is there. So by 26th of July we will be covering the syllabus entirely. Up 2nd August को, after one more week, you have the full test for paper 2. So 2nd August तक our job is done. After that 1 week is there. On 9th July, I would want paper 1 or paper 2 उसी दिन लिखो. And when you write it, of course, you may make some mistakes. हो सकता है time management का issue हो, you may have some issues. So this is going to again give you a very broad idea. So these 8 tests are divided in such a manner, okay, that we can complete the syllabus also. This is very practical in nature. You have almost 2 weeks for each subject. and these things are arranged in such a manner that you will be having a good confidence in your prep. Now, in case you're wondering when to join it, when does the course start? The batch would start on 2nd of June, right? And we have to start early because this time we have very limited time between prelims and mains. So why lose out? Second thing, this is my personal suggestion to you also. You cannot have a very definitive. Sometimes we are in that border range. हमें पता है हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. Even in that regard, I would say, if you want, you can again, if you can want, हमारे side से, you wanted to just access some of the initial classes and then want to decide, even that is something that we can explore. But the ones who are very confident, I would say, take a step forward, right? Jitna, the time that you save here is the time that will be utilized better. Fine. So this is starting on 2nd of June. It is available in offline Delhi and it is also available in the online mode. Okay. So hope to see you soon in the classes. Let's study well for mains and let's try to bring the best for ourselves. I'll do my best. Whatever experiences I have gained through all my 6 years of journey of PSIR, having loved the subject and having also had a lot of experiences, and now of course through rereading the subject, helping a lot of students here and there. So this is where we want to integrate everything. Okay. So this is the offering that we have. To know more about the course, you can just call at this number. In the description section also, there will be a number and also the course link directly if you want to join and enroll. Okay. So thank you so much. If you have any other queries, you can just drop a comment. You can visit the center or you can call, whatever suits you well. Okay. Thank you so much.